Across the world, hidden in deserts, valleys, and mountains, there are ancient cities and civilizations that vanish over time, yet their secrets are still beyond our understanding. Some cities are just marks in stone and soil, but the story behind them, the lives of their people, and their way of thinking still leave us amazed today. A place where people planned every aspect of their lives. Every street, every house, every market had its purpose, and then suddenly it all disappeared. Was their loss caused by a natural disaster, or did they leave their world behind to start a new life? In today's video, we will talk about 5 such cities, built either by the oldest people in the world or by people we can only guess about. We will explore their ways of life, their work, their customs, and uncover their hidden secrets. Each city carries a mystery, a twist, and a lesson, something that might challenge the way we think. Mohenjo Daro, Petra, Great Zimbabwe, Göbekli Tepe, and the Ancestral Puebloan cliff dwellings. These names are not just marks in stone. They are part of the lives of people who thought, felt, and lived just like us. Their journeys, their secrets, and their stories are still alive today, in the soil, in the stones, and in our curiosity. Mohenjo Daro is located on the banks of the Indus River in the Sindh province of Pakistan, near the modern Larkana district. This city was a central hub of the Indus Valley civilization and is over 4,500 years old. For archaeologists, Mohenjo Daro is a perfect example of urban planning and social organization. A place that 4,500 years ago was famous worldwide for its planning and engineering. Every street, every building, and every public space was logically designed to manage floods, sanitation, and community activities smoothly. Imagine this. When most people in Europe and Asia were living in simple huts, the people of Mohenjo Daro were using their city's drainage systems, wells, and public baths with incredible sophistication. This city was not just a shelter. It was a symbol of social order and communal life. The people of Mohenjo's lived highly structured lives. Every home had a courtyard and private wells, which Indian archaeologist R.S. Bisht highlighted during his excavations, reflecting their hygiene and organized lifestyle. Market areas, residential streets, and communal spaces facilitated social interactions and trade. Their daily life depended on hunting, farming, craft making, and social rituals, and every decision was part of a carefully planned system for society and survival. The bricks of Mohenjo Daro were uniformly baked, and streets were systematically aligned, allowing efficient drainage and flood management. Public baths and wells were extraordinarily planned. Every structure was logical and practical. American archaeologist Jonathan Mark Kennora's studies show that these people applied their knowledge and skills in a highly organized way, with each building and tool serving a purpose. R.S. Bisht's research also shows that this craftsmanship was designed not just for survival, but also for convenience, aesthetics, trade, and social structure. And then the city suddenly collapsed. What caused it? Climate change, floods, disease, or invasion? Scholars are still debating. This unsolved mystery makes Mohenjo Daro even more fascinating. A highly organized society vanished almost overnight. This disappearance challenges our curiosity and forces us to reflect on how fragile even the most carefully planned civilizations can be. During excavations in Mohenjo Daro, British archaeologist Ernest J.H. Mackay discovered a bronze figurine called the Dancing Girl, depicting a girl around 15 years old. Her confident pose and the many bangles reflect the craftsmanship and social sophistication of that society. Artifacts and pottery from Mohenjo Daro reveal insights into their culture and beliefs. Figurines, toys, seals, and ritual objects show that spiritual and social life were deeply intertwined. Each artifact tells a story, helping us understand their lifestyle and way of thinking. Rituals and daily practices give us a glimpse into their priorities and societal structure. Mohenjo Daro is not just an ancient city. It is a lesson in how planning, discipline, and communal effort can shape a society. Now, leaving Mohenjo Daro, we move on to Petra, a civilization that carved its world out of mountains and deserts. Rock-cut corridors, temples, and tombs still showcase their craftsmanship. Let's see how the people of Petra immortalize their identity through stone architecture. Petra is located in the southern region of Jordan, near Wadi Musa. This hidden city, nestled between desert mountains, was built 2,000 years ago by the Nabatean civilization. According to archaeologist Brian Bird, Petra was a central hub on trade routes, connecting Arabia, Egypt, Syria, and the Mediterranean world. Petra, a place also called the Rose Red City, because its rocks glow in shades of red, pink, and gold in the sunlight. Imagine an entire city carved directly into the mountains. Every gate, every pillar, every staircase was hewn straight from a rock. Entry to Petra is through a narrow canyon called the Sick. It twists and winds so much that at first, you can't imagine what lies at the end. But as the passage opens up, suddenly, El Khazna, the treasury, appears before you. Even today, this moment leaves visitors in awe. The people of Petra lived in the desert, but their lives were organized with advanced planning. Water management was their greatest achievement. When American historian David Kennedy studied the channels, cisterns, and storage systems, he realized how rainfall was collected and supplied efficiently to the whole city, a testament to the Nabateans' engineering and foresight. Daily life revolved around trade, caravan activity, pottery making, and agriculture. Roads were bustling with caravans carrying gold, spices, perfumes, copper, and textiles. Petra's architecture is proof of their extraordinary skills. Imagine carving a solid mountain from bottom to top with pillars, columns, and geometric patterns, all without modern tools. David Kennedy carefully studied every carving and hidden channel, observing how the craftsmen shaped sandstone so that each carving aligned perfectly. Hidden windows and air channels were designed to manage natural light and ventilation. Kennedy noted that this craftsmanship shows the Nabateans were true masters of their environment. Inside Petra, temples, tombs, and sacred spaces were central to religious life. Carvings include animals, geometric symbols, and references to deities. Brian Rose explains that these carvings were not just decorative. They conveyed social hierarchy and spiritual communication. Royal tombs reflected their social structure and reverence systems. Theaters and open courtyards were used for community gatherings, festivals, discussions, and performances. Rose noted that the Nabateans were spiritually and socially connected, with strong ties to nature and ancestors in their rituals. Over time, Petra slowly lost its glory. As trade routes shifted, Mediterranean sea routes became more important, weakening Petra's role as an economic hub. Peter Sebastian's studies of earthquakes and water channels show that water supply became disrupted, making security and trade fragile. Gradually, people left the city. Eventually, Petra became a quiet, abandoned city. The structures still stand, but there is no activity or sound. In the silence of the desert, a world-famous trade center vanished. Petra teaches us a fascinating lesson. Humans can carve mountains with creativity, but no city can survive the pressures of time and nature. Even today, Petra is a reminder that the rise and fall of civilizations is a natural cycle, yet their art and vision remain alive in history. Walking on Petra's floors feels like stepping into a frozen world. Every pillar shows effort, every carving reflects a mind, and every empty courtyard echoes silently, reminding us how alive the city once was. Moving forward, we turn to Africa, to a city called Great Zimbabwe, a place where a forest of stone tells the story of an entire empire, and whose secrets still puzzle scholars today. Great Zimbabwe is located in the southern region of Africa in the Masvingo district of modern-day Zimbabwe. Between the 11th and 15th centuries, it was the center of a powerful kingdom, home to thousands of people, and the origin of a trade network stretching from West Africa to the Middle East, dealing in gold, ivory, and other goods. Great Zimbabwe, a city built without mortar, cement, or steel, yet it stood for centuries. British archaeologist Gertrude Cotton Thompson observed during excavations that these massive granite walls were perfectly aligned without any binding material, reflecting advanced planning and skill. The city's granite walls are so precisely joined that scientists today are still amazed by the craftsmanship. Great Zimbabwe is a masterpiece of ancient African architects who built an entire city using only stone, including royal enclosures, community spaces, watchtowers, and winding pathways. It shows their deep understanding of how to use their environment and resources effectively. Life in this city was highly organized. Every area served a purpose, some for living, some for trade, and some for royal families and leaders. Zimbabwean archaeologist and art expert Peter Garlake notes that the residential areas and markets were designed to make daily life and trade run smoothly. People were busy farming, herding cattle, mining gold, and trading. Houses were built in clusters within stone walls with hearths, storage pits, and small courtyards reflecting the routines of society. Great Zimbabwe's most unique feature is its stone architecture. The walls were 10 to 11 meters high and up to 5 meters thick, all built without binding material. Such precision seems impossible without hand tools, yet the builders achieved it through a deep understanding of their environment and geometry. Inside the enclosures, artifacts like soapstone birds have been found, symbols likely representing culture and political authority. These birds remain a mystery today. Were they spiritual guardians or emblems of a ruling clan? Scholars are still debating. The community's rituals and beliefs are visible in the city's layout. Royal enclosures were on elevated areas for leaders and spiritual heads, while lower areas served as communal spaces for gatherings and celebrations. Society was structured and hierarchical, with each person's role clearly defined. Trade, cattle, and gold signified social status. Cultural objects suggest spirituality was central to everyday life, with people expressing their identity through natural elements, ancestors, and symbols. Over time, the city gradually emptied. Did overgrazing and deforestation damage the environment? Did resources run out? Or did shifting trade routes weaken the kingdom economically? American archaeology professor Thomas Huffman highlighted the role of environmental pressure and trade route changes in the gradual decline, showing that human vision and organization often matter more than resources alone. Whatever the reason, a thriving city slowly cracked and one day fell silent. The greatest lesson of Great Zimbabwe is that human achievement depends not on resources, but on vision and organization. These people created a city using only stone and their environment, where economy, politics, and culture function as a strong, interconnected network. This story also teaches us how civilizations, while powerful, can be fragile. At one point, it was the strongest center in the region, and then environmental, political, and economic forces together sent the Stone Kingdom into history. Leaving the stones and secrets of Great Zimbabwe behind, we now move to the hills of Turkey, to another ancient mystery. Göbekli Tepe, home to some of the world's oldest ritual sites that continue to challenge our curiosity. Göbekli Tepe still exists today in the southeastern region of Turkey, in Şanlıurfa province, on the Karakedag Hills, about 15 to 20 kilometers from the city of Şanlıurfa. This site is an archaeological treasure, with massive stone pillars and carvings still standing in the soil, baffling the world with their secrets. It is considered a landmark site for history and archaeology, even older than the pyramids. The carvings and pillars are 11,000 years old, and the site is still ready to share its mysteries with us. This city, a religious complex, continues to be a source of unsolved mystery for historians and archaeologists alike. Imagine, at a time when most of the world were hunter-gatherers, how these people managed to erect massive stone pillars. Each pillar is covered in carvings, animals, symbols, and perhaps depictions of their beliefs. German archaeologist Klaus Schmidt noted in his excavation research that the pillars' alignment may have been designed for ritual and astronomical purposes. These carvings were not mere decoration. Each one had a purpose, whether for ritual, storytelling, or social organization. These people planned every aspect of their lives. The circular enclosures and pillar placements suggest they were not just raising stones, but trying to understand and control the world around them. The arrangement of enclosures and artifacts shows that social interactions and rituals were taken very seriously. Every detail had logic. Every carving told a story. Tools, carving, and artifacts indicate that rituals, hunting, and social interactions were highly organized. The pillars of Göbekli Tepe, their size, placement, and intricate carvings all demonstrate extraordinary skill. Moving the stones from the quarry to the site and carving them required incredible coordination and engineering. They were so advanced that cutting, transporting, and arranging the stones in this design seems impossible without modern tools. This level of engineering and coordination still amazes historians today. Beyond that, their symbols and carvings may have served to pass knowledge and beliefs to the next generation. And then, suddenly, the complex was buried. Why? This remains an unsolved mystery. Was it ritual, social upheaval, or a natural cause? Every theory is intriguing, but none provides complete proof. This disappearance adds even more mystery to Göbekli Tepe. It challenges our curiosity, making us wonder how organized and advanced every aspect of their lives was. And then, suddenly it all ended. The carvings and motifs at Göbekli Tepe give us a glimpse into their beliefs, rituals, and spiritual life. Animal motifs, abstract symbols, and circular patterns reflect their worldview and social structure. Through these hidden symbols and enclosures, we can sense their emotions, fears, and aspirations. Every pillar is a puzzle. Every carving tells a story, sparking our imagination. Göbekli Tepe is not just a city of stone and soil. It is living proof of human intent, skill, and lifestyle. Every pillar, carving, and structure challenges our thinking, forcing us to reflect on what lessons modern humans can learn about understanding and organizing their own world and society. Leaving Göbekli Tepe behind, we now move to the Anasazi cliff dwellings, a civilization that literally built its life into the rocks, only to suddenly disappear. Here, we will also explore their work, rituals, and mysteries, which remain unsolved to this day. The Anasazi, or Ancestral Puebloans, built cliff dwellings in the southwestern United States, particularly between Colorado, Utah, Arizona, and New Mexico. The most famous are massive cliff houses of Mesa Verde, constructed 700 to 800 years ago, carved directly into sheer rock faces. A city not on flat land, but inside high cliffs. Imagine an entire community carving their homes 70 to 100 feet up, where air and light were naturally controlled, and the landscape below provided complete protection. This was no ordinary construction. Despite limited space, height, and risk, they built multi-story homes, storage rooms, kivas, ritual chambers, and interconnected passageways. This planning still amazes people today, showing just how deeply they understood their environment. Daily life was highly structured. Farming took place in the valley below, mainly corn, beans, and squash. Each morning, people descended to the valley to farm and hunt, returning to the cliffs in the evening to reach their safe homes. American archaeologist Stephen Lexon observed during his detailed study of Mesa Verde excavations that household layouts and storage pits reflected each family's routine and resource management, giving remarkable insight into their daily life. The Anasazi engineered their homes perfectly for their environment. Homes inside the cliffs provided shade in the summer and sunlight to naturally warm the space in winter. American archaeologist Paul Reed noted that stone passages and openings were designed to control airflow and temperature naturally. This shows their designers used smart planning and environmental understanding to make their architecture fully functional without modern tools. At the heart of each community were the kivas, circular, underground structures used for rituals and spiritual gatherings. Stories, traditions, and decision-making were shared here. Archaeologist David Wilcox noted that pottery designs and rock carvings, including sun symbols, animal motifs, and abstract patterns, reflected their beliefs, social status, and culture. Every design carried a message, and every symbol held cultural meaning. Then, one day, the entire civilization vanished from the cliffs. This disappearance remains one of the most mysterious chapters in American history. Was it prolonged drought that forced them? Wars or conflicts? Or did they consciously migrate to a new region? Their homes, tools, and ritual rooms were left exactly as if someone planned to return the next day. This sudden abandonment makes the civilization even more intriguing, leaving visitors with one question: how did such an organized community disappear so suddenly? The story of the Anasazi teaches a simple lesson. Humans are both masters and servants of their environment. They envisioned cliff cities. Their craftsmanship and planning were unmatched, and their community life was deeply connected. Yet nature's pressure eventually caught up to them. Even today, silence lingers in their homes, as if the walls are still telling their stories. Living so high in the cliffs was more than architecture. It was a mindset, a symbol of survival, adaptation, and unity. And with that, our journey concludes 5 cities, 5 civilizations, and 5 stories that gave human creativity, survival, and organization a whole new meaning. In the silence of these ancient cities lies a strange truth. No matter how strong humans become, time is always one step ahead. These cities, once full of light, sound, and life, now remain only as carvings in stone, walls, and earth. But their stories are still alive. Their art, their labor, their planning. It shows us that human civilization is not just about buildings and tools. It is a journey of ideas, a journey of creativity, and the journey of a people who could build their world even in the most challenging places. We might think we are the most advanced generation. Yet when we look at these ancient cities, one thing becomes clear. Every generation reaches its limits, and then the next era, with new people and new tools, moves beyond them. The silence of these cities teaches us a profound lesson. Time belongs to no one. The technology we pride ourselves on today may be considered ordinary by tomorrow's people, just as carvings made 11,000 years ago seem simple to a child today. Yet in their time, they were a feat of talent. These cities, these secrets, these stories, they remind us that humans are always meant to learn, grow, and push boundaries. Civilizations rise and fall, but curiosity never dies. The world is still full of stories, hidden behind the veil for centuries. Thank you for joining us on this journey. And now, get ready. In our next video, we'll uncover secret societies, hidden crime networks, and untold stories that have remained in the shadows for years.